Okay, guys, so the day has came. The IB19 exam is tomorrow, and there are a lot of students who haven't studied it. So don't need to be tensed. I'll be sharing you a few final tips with you, which will help you in increasing your grades as well as in qualifying the exam. So what you have to do is, firstly, of course, you have to start practicing the previous year question paper. It will get you used and familiar with the exam pattern, that how the exam is going to become, and it will give you a good practice of that. And the second, which I will be sharing with you, which is the most important tip in my mind, which is helping me a lot, is start arranging your books, right? Because if you are entering into the exam hall, you are having more than 20 of barracks along with you, and if you start searching in all the barracks for each and every question, you will get jumbled up even before attending 15 or 20 questions during your examination, because you cannot search in all the books for every question, and questions are not going to be lined up like, they are not going to be like that. If the question is from IPC, the next will be also from the IPC. The 10 questions of IPC are not going to be in line, they are all shuffled in the entire question paper. So you have to be strategic to approach those questions, right? So what I'm doing is, I have created three different sections of the subjects according to their weightage in the examination. The first section is of the Constitution, CPC, BNS, BNSS, BSS, and Family Law. This six subjects constitutes of 52 marks in the exams. So first section is of these books. The second section which I am having is the subjects which are having number of somewhere around 4 to 5 marks, like of Motor Vehicle Act, Consumer Protection Act, and ADR, labor laws, and NIN, Special Relief Act, Contract Act, and these subjects. So this will be having somewhere around 20 to 22 marks. So this will also help a lot. And these subjects which are having the least importance, like of environmental law, like of cyber law, like of IPR, keep them in the third part. But do remember this, that subjects of the lowest importance are having the shortest index in their books. Like IPR for I think uh, the index of transfer of property act, or the IPRs, or any of the subject which is having two or three questions during the examination, is mostly of 3 or 4 pages, so it won't be tough for you to find an answer into that too. But I'd recommend you to go into the first group, which is of the highest weightage. Now the third tip for the students is that start memorizing the index by solving the previous year question papers, because you cannot just, because suppose if an question is being asked from from the IT Act, you don't there's no direct of IT Act. So even if, so in just in the case if you are solving the previous year question paper, you will know that this IT Act is under it is under the Cyber Act, or the Motor Vehicle Act and Consumer Protection Act are into the same book. That may vary from the publication, that how they arrange the barracks. But what I'm saying is, if you start practicing the subjects, you'll definitely have a good command over the over the over the index of the book, like where you will find what. Like in the Constitution, if a question is being asked from the power of High Court, or from the fundamental right, or from the formation of state, or from the schedules which are being asked, you need to have a knowledge that if the question is from the schedule list, I have to find it at the end of the page. If the question is about the title of the Constitution, I will have that in the 393 or somewhere there. If the question is being asked from the writ in the Supreme Court or in the High Court, then I have to see the section 226 for that. So you have to have an idea. And this you will have by solving the previous year question papers. If you even solve 2 or 3 question papers, you will have a lot of knowledge that where you are going to find the correct answers. Okay, and now jumping on to the subjects. The most important and most threatening is the new criminal laws, that how questions are going to be asked from the new criminal laws. So basically what I feel is there are going to be three types of questions from the new criminal laws. First one will be direct, in which they'll ask like that the section of IP that this section of IPC is where in the BNS. These are the direct questions which are going to be asked. Or the 302 which was used for a murder, now it is where in the BNSS. First one will be like this. The second questions which are going to be asked are of the are conceptual type of question, like of the homicide, culpable homicide. Suppose if they're asking that if this is the situation and this comes under the culpable homicide, where it will come in the that what will be the punishment for this, or is it or suppose like if an offense is of 354, where you will find this in if an offense is against outraging the modesty of a woman, what is the punishment for the offense? So the concept is not being changed. The concept is the same. So you'll have the answer, but definitely you have to have a command over the index so that you can find that okay, the 354 is where in the new laws. It's somewhere I think around 65 to 70. So yeah, 65 to 70. So you'll find your correct answer there. So, and the third type of question which are going to be asked from the criminal laws is which of the sections are new, which are being added in the acts, and which are eliminated from the subject. This I think two to three questions will be of this kind, in which they will be asking that what are the new sections which are added and what are the sections which are being eliminated. Like 377 of IPC is now nowhere in the BNS. So in the so you have to learn this. This is not going to be take too much. And yeah, of course, the one more important thing is that subjects which are not in the barrack, like of law of torts, you'll find no barrack for torts. So don't put yourself too much into learning those subjects, because law of torts is somewhere is not even having 3 to 4 questions during your examination. And start learning the way that if the question is confusing, leave it. I again and again saying you that please focus on the top 6 subjects which you are going to be keeping in your A section, because that are alone enough good enough to get you qualified in your AIB exam. Okay, so in conclusion, what tips we are going to be follow? First, previous year question papers, we need to solve them to memorize the index of the barracks. Second, arranging your books in through different orders according to their priority. The first one will be having the most important 6 subjects, which constitutes of 52 marks. The second one, which will be of 20 to 25 marks, which will have questions more than 4 to 5. And the third one, all the rest subjects comes into that. So I hope this tips will help you a lot, and do share this with your friends who are going to be appearing in the AIB exam. I hope they'll qualify the exam, and all the best of luck to all the aspirants who are going to appear in the exams. Thank you so much.